Good afternoon, everyone. It's Annie from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I thought I would talk about quite a central concept in this whole direction of know thyself. And this idea is a Sanskrit term that's actually known quite well from the Upanishads. And this term is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat Chit Ananda. This Sat Chit Ananda, it means in English existence, consciousness or awareness, and bliss. Existence, consciousness, and bliss. And this is what we all are. Now, I'm sure that there's a lot of people that would use a lot of words for themselves, but might not use these words and probably would be linking with various different things. So, most people, many people, will identify with their form. So they'll say, well, I am a male or female, about this high, this is my height, this is how much I weigh, this is my culture, this is my religion, this is my spirituality, this is my education, this is my title. And a lot of these things will just be reflecting our form. This is the form, this is what I write, this is how I would fill out a form if I was going to a doctor, if I was going to take a flight, or if I was going to a particular place to describe myself. I will often, you will, we will often describe ourselves in terms of our form. And today I was listening to such an awesome lecture by a Swami that I love listening to. And it's so interesting. Of course, in the things that I like listening to, that a lot of it is translated from Sanskrit or ideas from Sanskrit. And so Sanskrit words are in my head, and I have to tell you that there's a word called aham, and aham means I am. And so, in terms of, there's a term in Sanskrit also which says aham brahmasmi, which means I am the divine. And this is, we know that most cultures will feel that there's a divine spark of energy in all of us. And so this Aham Brahmasmi, and this lecture was talking about exactly what I'd like to talk to you about in the next few videos that I make. And it's about understanding ourselves and understanding how our ego grows with time and it attaches to different things, which is not exactly, not at all, in fact, who we are. And so if we think about this concept of existence, consciousness, and bliss, is knowing thyself. This is who I am. This is who you are. This is the truth of our existence, our experience, our being, let's say. So in that, I thought it was such a fun little comment that he made that again, in speaking about kind of similar things as I'll be speaking about the next few videos, this idea of how people attach themselves to their body, and this is, I am this body, is not truth. And yet, over time, we get to that place. So, in terms of, you can think back, has anyone ever told you you are your body? It's not something that we ever grow up learning in school, not by our parents, as that body is you. It is something that we start thinking of soon, though. So let's say, even if you're going to a lecture and everyone's names are on different chairs, and you look for the one that has your name on it, which is now you. And again, this is the space that this body will take up. This is my chair that I'll sit on. And this is interesting that we start thinking this way. So we can let go of our body identification when we're sleeping. When we're in deep sleep, we have no idea of our body, how it's lying on the bed, or which place that it's lying in. I mean, sometimes when someone wakes up in the middle of the night, someone can suddenly become very aware of, oh, this is not comfortable in my body. I need to change my position because I'm not comfortable. But in deep sleep, we're not aware of comfort, discomfort, position, anything. We're not aware in deep sleep. And that's a time that we really do let go of our identification with the body. And so the example that he was giving was, we have a body. So most people start thinking about I am this body, but it's not aham, this body. This is I am this body is what we start thinking. Yet our body changes. We know this. And I'll be talking about this in the next few videos, as I mentioned. But it's kind of like having a car. Like I have a car, but I am not my car. Car gets me from place to place, but I am not my car. And I have no doubt of that. And you have no doubt of that too, I'm sure. And yet, if we were to say, I am my car, this is just amusing for anyone who knows Sanskrit. If this term, and I believe this term is actually used in a few different languages, but if someone was saying ahamkar, I am my car, so to speak. Ahamkar really means ego. So it literally means that I am my ego then. And it's so amusing that this whole series of videos that I'll be making soon are all about understanding this ego. And I talk about this a fair amount, and I'm hoping that you're learning a little bit through this series and through all of the videos that I make, that I try to keep some consistencies in these different videos. But I know that I've spoken about ego a fair amount in various videos. This one, I want to make sure that we understand that being identified with the ego is not so good. But unless we know what exactly the ego is or what it does, we won't really understand if we have fallen into the trap. And it's a logical evolution in our life that we do this. And remember, a child does not think I am my body. In fact, it forgets how to use its body even. It's only learning how to use its body. And so there isn't much identification with it. So tripping and falling, it's not thinking, oh, my arm or uh, my head got hit, or it's only once it starts learning those words and starts expressing things that, oh, did you hit your head? Said by the parent. Suddenly the child is like, oh, I hit my head. Or if the parent has a habit of saying, my head hurts, the child might hold their head the same way as the parent and say, my head hurts, whether it does or not. And you see how the identification with the body starts growing. And I know the Swami that I was listening to today was literally commenting on the fact that this grows more and more through time. So over our lifespan, we do become more and more identified with our body. This is how this body feels, and this is how I feel. So, this is how I say, I have this pain over here. I can say I have, but most people, I should say, I think probably this mind has been well trained enough not to do this, but I'm going to suggest that many people, and maybe you, have a tendency to say, I feel this, or I hurt. My leg hurts is one thing. Um, I'm in pain is another. So in that sort of idea is where we're trying to see that there's a difference between who I am and I am hurting versus this is the leg that's hurting, or whichever aspect of the body that might be being identified. If there's things in life that we really do identify with the body. If this is who I am, this is what I stand for. There's opinions and there's judgments. And of course, many people will recognize that those are kind of mental activities. But we also link with our physical in terms of, I don't have good digestion. Oh, yeah, you know what? That food really throws off my digestion, and I don't digest that well. So, again, my digestion is one thing, but I don't digest well is not so good because I have nothing to do with this digestion. And this is something, again, I'd like to help you understand a little bit in terms of ego identification, or at least this mind would like to help you understand. And so I hope that we will be speaking a similar language, and you'll notice that I'll try to be mindful, or this mind will try to be mindful about what I'm referring to as I. I is that higher energy coming through each of us. And it comes through this form in its same way as it comes through your form, except this form is different. So this body is different than your body. But that energy of I is the same. And this is what this mind would like to help you understand in the next few videos. And today I thought I would also just let you know that there's a few things in terms of Aham, I am. And you know that mantras often have this I am, wisdom, I am, grace, I am, kindness, I am compassionate, I am love. All of those sorts of mantras are beautiful things to be able to say and recognize that that truly is who you are. It truly is who I am. And I'm looking forward, this mind is looking forward to sharing a little bit more about this whole idea of ego identification and how we can actually identify the ego to be able to drop the ego and become I, or remember who I am. This is Know Thyself. And again, in the next few videos, I'll be even, this mind will be even more mindful about this word because it's really useful to understand who exactly I am and who exactly you are and know thyself. This whole series, I hope that it will help you do exactly that. I look forward to chatting with you in the next few videos, and I hope you have a fantastic day ahead. And I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.